Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is January 3rd, 2024, and Joan Laporta and Florentino Perez have agreed to file a $700 million lawsuit. Also, I have all the latest in regards to Vitor Roque's registration with La Liga. And finally, the club have reports about the actual price of Aleix Garcia, and it's not what Girona are currently claiming. We have a lot to discuss. So let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All of this helps this channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the kickback where they're currently having a pretty good end of the year sale. If you are looking to place any sports bets, not just on Barcelona matches, but on all sporting events all around the world, make sure you hit the Bet Us. Both links for Kickback and Bet Us are down below in the description. Now let's dive right into the news because it's reported that Florentino Perez and Joan Laporta have agreed to prepare lawsuits worth 700 million euros. Now you might ask yourself, what are these lawsuits about? Where they are about the Super League, because as you might recall, when the Super League was first announced, it had a total of 12 founding clubs, which include the three giants from Spain, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico de Madrid, the six top teams from the Premier League, which are Arsenal, Manchester United, Manchester City, Tottenham Hotspur, Liverpool, and Chelsea, and the three top teams from the Serie A, which are Inter Milan, AC Milan, and Juventus. Now, as soon as the Super League was announced, UEFA, who wanted to protect its monopoly over football, began threatening the founding members' clubs with expulsion from the Champions League and also with financial sanctions and fines. So 9 out of the 12 founding clubs withdrew, leaving only Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Juventus. And eventually, Juventus withdrew, only leaving Barcelona and Real Madrid as the two founding clubs. Now, as I reported before, the European courts have said that the Super League could be launched, that UEFA and FIFA do not have a monopoly over football, and that they can't sanction clubs for wanting to start their own competition. And as a result of this ruling, the Super League is expected to launch in 2025-2026, and Barcelona is expected to receive a 1 billion euro bonus for being one of the founding clubs. Now, that's not the only financial boost that Barcelona will get from this competition, because it's reported that Joan Laporta, Florentino Perez, and the CEO of A22, which is the company launching the Super League, have now agreed to prepare lawsuits worth 700 million euros against the former founding clubs for withdrawing from this contract. Now, it seems that when these founding clubs signed the contract to launch the Super League, they agreed that if they were to withdraw early, they could pay up to 700 million euros per club. So Laporta, Florentino Perez, and the CEO of A22, Rijkaard, have all agreed to prepare these lawsuits against all the founding members, or all the former founding members, in a sum of 700 million euros each. Now, the former founding clubs are arguing that supposedly in the contract there was a clause stating that if 70% of all the clubs meet and agree to withdraw, that they wouldn't have to pay the 700 million euros. So, of course, this is going to have to be litigated in court, and we'll see which side the courts agree with, whether it's Joan Laporta, Florentino Perez, and A22, or whether it would be with the former founding clubs. But just know that if Barcelona were to win this lawsuit, they could receive 700 million euros from each of the former founding clubs, which would be, of course, a lot of money that could completely solve Barcelona's financial problems, including paying off all of its debt, allowing it to sign other players. Now, speaking of players, I do have an update about Marcos Alonso, because as I reported previously, he was supposed to undergo back surgery. Marcos Alonso got injured several weeks ago. He was suffering from back problems. He was undergoing conservative treatment, but it seems that the treatment did not help. So he flew to France where he underwent back surgery with the same surgeon that operated on Mark ter Stegen. And now it's been reported that Marcos Alonso's surgery has been successful, that the player is now recovering, and he's expected to be back by mid-March. So he's going to be out approximately 2.5 months. So we wish Marcos Alonso the most speedy and healthy recovery out of this back surgery. Now, it's reported that Marcos Alonso is looking for alternatives now because he knows that Barcelona do not count on him for the rest of the season. Also, Barcelona reportedly will not be extending his contract, which does expire in the summer. So at the end of the season, it's reported that Marcos Alonso, through his agent, is now looking for alternative teams, with the most likely team to sign him is Atletico de Madrid, because El Cholo Simeone has been talking to Marcos Alonso's entourage for quite some time. He would like to add him to his squad. And also, he's very much in favor of signing Marcos Alonso as a free agent because, again, his contract does expire this summer. So he would be going to the Madrid-based club as a free agent. Now, speaking of injuries, I do also have an update about Ino Martinez because he is officially training with the first team. So it looks like Ino Martinez could be back pretty soon. He got injured early December in the warm-up in the match between Barcelona and Atletico Madrid. As a result, Andreas Christensen had to play during, as a last call or as a backup. And Ino Martinez has been recovering from that injury to his right hamstring. And now he is officially doing trainings with the first team. So we could see our defender back pretty soon, which is great news for the club because before his injury, Ino Martinez was in spectacular form. And he was very decisive in that back line alongside Ronald Araujo. Now, more news because I do have an update about Vitor Roque's registration. Yesterday, there were a lot of reports putting doubt on whether Barcelona could register Vitor Roque's contract. And, of course, it's something I talked about several weeks ago when it was first announced that Barcelona would bring Vitor Roque during the winter transfer market. I said that Barcelona needed to clear a lot of space on their wage bill to register Vitor Roque's contract. This is something that Barcelona have been unable to do. So as a result, they were planning to sign him up or to register him as a loan because, as you might recall, when Gabi got injured, since he will be out until the end of the season, under the rules, Barcelona could sign someone on loan for the second half of the month and use part of Gabi's registration towards that player. So that's what Barcelona were planning to do. Use part of Gabi's space on the wage bill towards Vitor Roque's registration so they can register him as a loan for the second half of the season. And while today, that's exactly what has happened because it has been officially confirmed that Barcelona have registered Vitor Roque with La Liga. So he is now a Barcelona player. But again, he's only registered on loan. So Barcelona will have to clear space on their wage bill come summer so they can register his contract on a permanent basis as a permanent player of FC Barcelona. So the good news about Vitor Roque's registration is also that he could feature in tomorrow's match against Las Palmas. As you might recall, Barcelona are set to play against Las Palmas in the Canary Islands tomorrow, January 4th. So we could see Vitor Roque play some minutes. Of course, it's highly unlikely that he will. I'm not saying he won't, that it's impossible. It's most likely that he won't because he's only had a handful of trainings with the first team. It's more likely that we'll see him in the match on the weekend in the Copa del Rey against Barbastro, but you never know. We might see him play a few minutes tomorrow. Just know that Vitor Roque is officially registered and he will be able to play the remainder of the season. Now, as I reported also when I first announced that Vitor Roque had been signed or been brought to Barcelona during the winter transfer market, I said that Vitor Roque will wear the number 19 jersey, and while FC Barcelona have confirmed that, and they have published these pictures on their social media accounts showing Vitor Roque wearing the number 19 jersey. So again, Vitor Roque is registered under the number 19, and who knows, maybe we'll get to see him play with that jersey in tomorrow's match against Las Palmas. Now, the last bit of news, and we'll end the video after that, is regarding Aleix Garcia, who has been linked with Barcelona on several occasions. He's a 26-year-old midfielder who plays for Girona. He's having a spectacular season with Girona, probably one of the best midfielders currently in La Liga. Of course, he had those controversial statements where he said he dreams to play for Barcelona, which angered a lot of people at Girona. And ever since then, he's been consistently linked with Barcelona during this winter transfer market. But of course, Girona's president completely ruling that out, saying they're not looking to get rid of Aleix Garcia during the winter transfer market. It's completely understandable. Why would they? They are competing for La Liga. They are competing to qualify for the Champions League. The Copa del Rey is starting. So they're alive in both competition, and hopefully they're hoping to qualify to the third one, which is the Champions League. So I don't see any reason why they would want to get rid of their best player. But nonetheless, there are rumors saying that Barcelona could try to sign Aleix Garcia in the summer. And now the club have information about what his exact release clause is. Now, so far, Girona have been telling the media that the release clause of Aleix Garcia is 20 million euros. But Barcelona have information stating that it could be actually 12 million euros, not 20, which makes them that much more affordable for the Blaugrana club. And this is something very similar to what Girona did with Oriol Romeo. They kept saying his release clause was 8 million euros. Then they said it was 5 million euros. It turned out to be only 3 million euros. It seems that this is a tactic that Girona used in order to scare away any possible suitors by, inflating the price of the release clause in the media, leaking reports to the media that the release clause is much more than what it actually is. And it seems they're doing the same thing with Aleix Garcia, saying his release clause is 20 million euros, when in fact it's actually 12 million euros, or at least that's what the reports are saying that Barcelona have received. Anyways, that is all the news for now. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. Also, drop a comment down below letting me know your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and as always, Visca Barça.